Yo, my people, today is day 29 of 75 hard. Still getting through the way of the superior man. I'm going to talk about it this time I'm going to talk about it in the next episode because I've got enough information to talk about on it and actually speak upon the book. I mentioned how it goes on about masculine essence, feminine essence, and I had a conversation with someone and I wanted to know if they actually understood what I was saying. The book mentions about having a masculine essence and a feminine essence. If they're both masculine or if they're both feminine, it doesn't work. But another point of view was it can work in certain scenarios because they both still love each other. Kind of gave me an idea that the book isn't for every single person, and it does say that somewhere. I think somewhere the book did say, you know, you might even get offended reading this. In this episode, I want to talk to you guys on how to set unrealistic goals. Normally, it sounds like, what's the point in making it, because it's in the name, unrealistic. I'm not going to achieve it, it's not going to happen, or if I do achieve it, it's not going to be anytime soon, so there's no point in trying to set myself up for an unrealistic goal. You got to look at unrealistic goals in a different lens. That's not the correct lens to look through it. You're basically saying to yourself, I'm going to shut this down, or your brain is going to close up to it because you believe that it's not going to happen in the foreseeable future, or it's just not going to happen, period. It's not how you should see unrealistic goals. You need to get used to unrealistic goals, bro. And what I mean by that is, you have a life that you want to live. You have a lifestyle you want to live. I don't know what it is. Only you know what it is. You might want to live in a certain country. You might want to go Middle East. You might want to go Africa. I don't know what the case is, but you know that there's a place that you want to live. But that's all you have in your mind at the moment. Have you looked at properties in the place you want to live? Do you want to rent the property? Do you want to own the property? Do you want to own multiple properties? Do you want to have land? And if you do, if you have an idea of that, then that's great. But I'm just saying, generally, you probably don't. But if you do, then you're one up already. I need you to get a piece of paper, or maybe type it on your phone, or write it somewhere, of your unrealistic goals. I want you to have an idea of how much money you want to be earning. I want you to have an idea of how much money that your property is going to cost you, everything. I need you to have the business model or business models that you're attempting to try or that you want to try in the future. Something that your family can rely on. I'm going to assume that you want to be someone who people rely on. That's the type of person you want to be. You want to be the one that provides, retire your family. Cool. I need you to write everything down. How much is your property going to cost you? Do you want land? How much is it going to cost to retire your mum and dad? How much is it going to cost to run a family? And it's not going to be completely accurate. You might be a few thousand, I don't know. You probably will be off, but you have no idea until you actually write it down. I'm not saying the life you want to live is unrealistic, but when you write stuff like this, how much is it going to cost to retire your mum? To put money aside for maybe your siblings, the house that you want to live in. Have you thought about that? Because the chances are you're probably not. You've probably seen a place in a country you want to live in and thought, yeah, that's my dream house. Do you know how much that dream house costs? No, you just seen it and you thought, yeah, I want to live there. But you don't actually know how much it is. You don't know the numbers that you need to live the life you want. But you got images in your mind, cars, of the house, of the maybe certain figures that you want to be earning. So I want you to find the ideal house, the ideal car, the ideal amount that you need to retire someone, the ideal amount you need to provide for someone. I need you to write all of that down. It might be 100 grand, it might be 200 grand a year, it might be 500 grand, it might be $1 million a year. What I'm telling you to do is align the life that you want to live with the numbers that is needed to secure that life, to secure those certain things. So now it seems a bit more realistic. You'll realize that how much it costs to live this life that you want to live isn't even that much. But if you break it down monthly, so you divide that number by 12, it does seem a lot compared to maybe how much you're making at the moment. You need to have in your mind that you can make this amount of money. If you had an idea in your mind how much money you want to make a month and it's less than your new target in order to live the certain life you want to live, now you need to up your target monthly income. So now you might have thought, oh, I only need to make 10k a month at the standard for most people who run a business for themselves. Now they need to push it to 30,000 or 50,000 or maybe even 60, 70,000. It's probably going to take you time to get there, but you need to be able to believe that you can do it. If you feel like you can't achieve that number, then you won't be able to. The only way you're going to achieve it is by believing that you're going to. Does it look realistic? Does your current situation say that you're going to make that much money? I don't know. Doesn't mean that it's not possible to turn around and change into the person who can make that much money a month now. Do the things that people are doing to make that monthly income. And you have to believe that you can do it, and you have to almost lie to yourself. Now that doesn't mean you're going to achieve your dream life in the next week or two, or in the next month, or maybe even this year. You might have achieved it next year, you might achieve it the year after that. Tell yourself you're going to make it as soon as possible. Because if you tell yourself, I'll make it in a few years or I'll make it in a few months, then you're not going to be working hard enough, or you're not going to be doing things as fast enough. To make a lot of money monthly, even to make 10 grand every single month, you have to do things fast. It's not about doing things perfectly, it's about doing things really fast. Yes, it has to be good quality. I'm not saying rush things, I'm saying do it fast. I'm saying cut out things that slow you down from doing certain things. Making sacrifices so now you work faster. I'm not telling you to rush, because most of us know what we need to do. If you're trying to do a business, you know that that you can look online, you know that you can study, you know you can get a book. Do you want to do it? No. The faster you do it, the faster you're going to get to achieving that number that you have now written, that you need to make every single month. Now let's say you got your new target monthly income. Now it's 50 grand and you're thinking that's a lot, right? In the UK, if you're making 50 grand a year, you're on a decent salary. And you're trying to make that in a month. So it seems really unrealistic. What I've just told you, you need to tell yourself it is realistic, you can do it, and you're going to make the changes to do so. And let's say you're not even making anything near that at the moment. Let's say you're working for your normal job, 1 grand a month, 2 grand a month, whatever it is. You do the things to make 50 grand a month. If you read, if you educate yourself, if you discipline yourself, if you look after yourself, if you do everything that you can to make sure that you get to 50 grand a month and you don't achieve that number, I guarantee you'll be making a lot more money than what you're making at the moment. Probably on your way there. You've got to make sacrifices that you're not willing to make, but you've done it for the sake of earning this amount of money that you want to, because this is the dream life that you want to live. This is the dream life you've been telling everyone. I want this house, I want this car, I want to live in this country. That you've got these numbers, how much you need to make every single month, and you're doing everything you can to make that, and to work towards these unrealistic goals. When you shoot for the stars, which seems unrealistic, you land on the moon. You landing on the moon is you making 10 grand a month, you making 20 grand a month, which means you're halfway there, which means you're living a better life than you was before. So that's the whole beauty of setting unrealistic goals, is actually working towards them and actually believing that you can achieve them. Only a very few of you will be actually able to do that, to believe the lie you're telling yourself, to work towards your unrealistic goal, believe the lie that you're telling yourself. And once you believe that, you're going to work towards it. And once you work towards it so hard, and you don't achieve it, you're going to be halfway there. You're going to be making more money than you was before. It's a shoot for the stars method. And once you land on the moon, you're making a lot more money than you was previously. So that's the whole concept of unrealistic goals. If it helps, don't even call it unrealistic, call it realistic, because 100% is realistic for every single person. The current habits that you're doing at the moment, making the money you want to be making, it's got to change, it's got to go. Only when you've decided to stop certain habits, only when you started prioritizing your mornings, getting enough sleep, eating properly, setting a routine, is when you're working towards that monthly income that you want to now achieve. In the country you're living in, there's people making that much money, if not more. And you have to believe that you can do it as well. So I hope this advice helps. Start setting yourself some unrealistic goals. And I'll see you guys on day number 30.